Hi guys, welcome to my video on the UKCAT. Firstly, full disclosure, I averaged 730 on the UKCAT and I'm going to the University of Southampton in September to study medicine. So I first wanted to talk about the resources that you can use to get ready for the UKCAT. It is true that you can't study for it. It's not based so much on memorised information as opposed to being a speed test, but it definitely helps to practice. If you go online onto the UKCAT website, you can do some free tests. They're timed, they're great, they're very accurate to what you would be doing in the actual UKCAT. However, there's only a few of them, so most people wait till a week or two before they sit the UKCAT to try them. There is also Medify online. Medify has over 4,000 questions. It's timed. I personally found it made a huge difference to my score. However, it's £30 for a week, £40 for a month, so it's an extortionate amount of money. It's up to you whether you think it's worthwhile or not to kind of spend that for a test, particularly if you're already spending around £60 to sit the UKCAT. There's then books, so you've got Getting into Medical School, 1,250 questions. It used to be 900 questions, they've now updated it. You've now got decision making questions there, which they break it down, how to answer them, why a certain answer is correct and why it might not be. The only thing I'd say about it is the quantitative reasoning is way more complicated than in the actual test, so it can make you panic. Don't worry, and if you can actually do it in the set time, then you're going to have no issues whatsoever in the actual exam. There's also Score Higher on the UKCAT. It's 1,000 questions. They are a bit too easy, but if you have time to get ready for the UKCAT, it might be a good book for easing yourself into it. The decision making section is still decision analysis in the book, but they do have extra information on their website and you can do practice on there for decision making. I'd probably say out of the ones I've listed, that's the one I'd least recommend. There's a lot of other books out there. These are the ones I've tried and the websites that I've tried. I will add links below so you can look at them yourself. Secondly, I'd say work out what your strengths and weaknesses are. This is very, very important. So you might find that you're extremely good at quantitative reasoning, you're really fast at maths, however, you're a terrible skim reader, and that's an important skill for verbal reasoning. So it means that you can focus on what you need to practice, put more hours into that, a little bit more time. You can also find resources online that can help. So for quantitative reasoning, there's some sheets where they kind of go through the most common types of calculations. And for verbal reasoning, there's things online to help you with speed reading. I have added links below, so hopefully that'll help you. Thirdly, I'd say practice. Some people can walk in and they're perfectly fine. They don't need to do any practice at all. They are quite rare. Most of us have to practice. So I'd say spend time really getting to know what you're good at, what you're not good at. I'd say if you have special learning difficulties, definitely spend a lot of extra time on the bits that your problem will affect. For example, I'm dyspraxic, so I had a lot of issues with abstract reasoning because I can't really process pictures, I can't really rotate them in my mind very easily. But because I had all the extra practice, I ended up scoring 800 in that section, which ended up being my best score. So I definitely suggest that. Next, I would suggest avoiding student room. This is just my opinion. A lot of people will say the exact opposite, but I found it's more likely to make you panic, and it does have a lot of false information on there. They have a poll, which they do, where people will say that they got 900s across the board, and it's just like, no, they didn't. They really didn't. Don't trust them. People make out they did a lot better than they did. And also you've seen scores of people who are graduates who need higher grades. So that can affect what, how well you've actually done in comparison. So just wait until the breakdown of the percentiles comes out. I'd also say avoid student room completely until you get called to interview, and even then, don't even look at your year. Look at the year prior to find out about the, what happens during the interview. Just because people do sometimes purposely make other individuals panic. It's not always. It's far from everyone, but it does happen. I've seen it, and it's just not worthwhile, I don't think. Next, I'd say earplugs. Definitely earplugs. So when you go in to sit the UKCAT, you bring your ID, you put everything that you have in a locker. They will then make you empty your pockets, feel behind your ears, remove glasses to show that you have no one feeding you information or answers, and then you go in. Now, before they do that, before you go in, you're offered earplugs, and I would honestly say take them, because even though everyone's going to be really quiet, everyone's going to be focused, you're still going to have air conditioning on, so you can have that noise, people typing, people coming in and out of the room. Someone might have a cold in there, and you don't need that distraction while you're sitting the test. So honestly, would suggest the earplugs. And finally, don't panic, which is really easy to say and really difficult to do, but honestly, don't panic. I did during the test. So I did abstract reasoning. I found it a lot easier than I expected, and then I just assumed that I'd done terribly. I ended up in a bit of a state, crying quietly, very silently crying, but still very upset. It was decision analysis back then. Completely messed up, because I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. Then did the situational judgment, kind of threw in the towel, left convinced I'd failed and I was never going to medical school and that I just wasn't good enough. I'm quite melodramatic, to be honest. They got me to calm down before I was given my results, and I saw them, and it was not that bad at all. They were pretty good, to be honest. I'd also say, as an extension of this, don't look at your score in comparison to previous years. Quite a few of the unis will have it released where you can see what score was good enough to get an interview. It changes year by year. I think in 2014 for 2015 entry, decision analysis was way too easy, and most people got 900, so it inflated the average scores. And then next year, people got their scores, looked at the year prior and was like, oh my god, I've done terrible. And they clearly hadn't, because they've made decision analysis more difficult. It's actually why you've now got decision making rather than decision analysis, just so that doesn't happen again. It was found it was too easy, and it always was one of the simpler sections. So yeah, that's all my advice for you. Good luck. I'm sure you're going to do really well. If you've liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see my videos of my time at medical school. I'll be vlogging while I'm there, and I'll also be doing some other videos about applying for university and what to bring with you to medical school.